Welcome to Enlightened World Network. Sue Sekoff here with Harold Becker for a meditation a day. Harold is the founder of the Love Foundation, and he'll tell you more about that later. And we're so delighted to have him back on EWN. He will be sharing a meditation, The Epic Adventure of Life and Love, embracing our boundless possibilities. Thank you for being here, Harold.
Always a joy, always a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Well, we're eager to hear your meditation, so please start when you're ready.
So, always great to begin the meditation by starting to notice the outer world to begin to fade, and we start to withdraw our attention and bring it more into our inner space. And that is usually accelerated and then most harmonizing with the deep breath, actually, several deep breaths. So, we'll begin with some deep breathing. For in fact, when we deep breathe, we begin to notice our breath. We breathe all day long and we tend never to notice it. But when we deep breathe, we focus. And when we deep breathe and we feel our lungs expand and then contract, we also begin to feel our physical body, this brilliant body of ours that carries us throughout our adventure on this planet. The breath is always the space and place to begin to draw our attention to our totality, kind of withdrawing our attention from outer activities, outer chatter, outer distractions. And instead, we're just going to take some moments out of our life right now and just begin to breathe more deeply, center ourselves, and allow ourselves to relax, giving ourselves the gift of this relaxation, this moment, simply to be whole and complete in this present moment of our life. Each breath, we feel our body kind of relaxing, any tensions beginning to release. We find ourselves quieting the outer world, the outer emotions, the outer mental chatter. And we just kind of naturally allow ourselves to focus more and more within, allowing our eyes to gently close so that we can focus even more acutely or distinctly within. Still noticing the rhythm of our breath and our breathing, harmony that is beginning to permeate throughout our bodies. The thoughts, the stray thoughts coming and going. Only now we're not really focusing on any of them. We're just focusing on our totality. That breath that unites us with our body, the body that unites us with our feelings and our emotions, the body that encases our mental capacity, and indeed, the body that is also the focus of our greater spiritual wholeness, that totality, that all that is, that all we are. And as we continue to draw ourselves within, just simply and gently letting go of all the outer momentum and allowing ourselves to enjoy the breath, to enjoy the body, to enjoy the relaxation, to enjoy our presence. And as we feel our presence, we feel a greater wholeness, a greater oneness, a greater connectedness, a greater sense of peace. but of sense of joy, in fact. Very essence of our being, the center of our being, that heart spark. As those lungs have been breathing, they've been hugging our heart. As our heart has been more prominent and more relaxed, we can focus now more on the center of our being, that heart space, that core space, that primordial space, that beginning space of our physicality. And as we know, our bodies fire on the electromagnetic frequencies. We have a divine spark in the very center of our being. That divine spark is our purest essence, our infinite potential, our interconnectedness to all things. It is the seat of our consciousness, which is far, far, far vaster and far more all-encompassing than we can ever achieve with just our mind. We are now more tuned, more aligned, and more realizing that this spark of consciousness, the spark of love, the spark of joy, the spark of our innate oneness has always been with us, will always be with us, is always us. As we go back into our first primal moments upon this physical plane we call Earth, this place we call home in this lifetime, we realize this spark, this frequency of love, this frequency of connection, this frequency of consciousness is our essence. And it is a projection into this physical world as we are birthed. The spark of our wholeness, our oneness, our allness is held within the spark of our physicality. And from our very first breath into this physical world, our first physical full sensation, full awareness of our physicality comes from that very first breath, which means as we are brought into this life, in this first breath, in the first heartbeat, in this physical reality, we contain the fullness of the infinite potential of all possibilities, of pure imagination and our own necessary willpower, all the tools, all the wisdom, all the gifts that we need in this physical reality to be creator beings is held within this initial spark of life. The first cell that becomes a body. That body that is birthed contains everything that we need in this lifetime, everything we may desire in this lifetime, everything we will choose in this lifetime, and in fact, everything we will become in this lifetime. This pure essence, always present, everywhere, still within us, always remains a part of us, always contains the fullness of our pure potential. As the body begins to grow and expand and become, we begin to feel our physical surroundings, begin to pick up on our emotional surroundings, begin to cognize in our mental capacity, while always guided by our pure innate spiritual essence, that spark, the divinity in the center of all of us, the pure love, the pure potential, the pure peace, that pure joy, that pure harmony, ever guiding the totality of our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual growth, our expansion into this world. As we learn how to crawl, as we learn how to form sounds, as we begin to notice our surroundings, our own presence, our own beingness, our own physicality, we begin to experience the support from within and the support from without, the caressing, the holding, the feeding, the compassion, the caring, the kindness, inside and out, as we ever expand greater into form ever more of our own beingness, our own physicality in this world, in this adventure, in this lifetime, setting upon a journey of our own making, of our own doing, of our own choosing, absorbing all the things that we require and desire, both from the inside and from the outside, in this physicality and in this internal awareness, co-creation at its best. Taking the inspiration from within and experiencing everything around us with curiosity, innocence, joy, expectation, interest, tangibility. Begin to touch and taste and feel and become more and more as we grow from these little tiny spark of initial reality into a more fully present body. As we begin to walk, we begin to form sentences, we begin to interact with our surroundings in more meaningful ways. We begin to have a greater sense of self, a greater sense of our own presence in amongst the presence of many. The spark of life still guiding, still expanding, still encouraging. As we grow ever more into greater stature, we get to a place and a space and a time in our journey where we begin to choose more distinctly, more accurately, more consciously, more directly, more purposefully, as we participate with the world around us, our family, our friends, our community, our structures, our organizations. We begin to have our own sense of identity within these many structures, and we begin to sense the full tangibility of our presence upon this planet. As we notice all the earthly components, the environment, the geography, sensations of the seasons, the comings and goings, the cycles, the rhythms, everything we experience as part of this journey. Everything we experience as part of this adventure. It all starts with a spark, a universal, timeless, endless, infinite, pure essence of potential spark, still with us, always there as a wellspring of pure imagination, pure potential. As we understand that we are within is what we become without. What we choose in our thoughts and our feelings become our reality in our outer experience. Our actions speak more than our reactions. Actions are born of choice. Reactions are born of response to reflections. And now we know the difference. We know our pure essence, our pure beingness. We have that opportunity to experience the fullness of our presence, the fullness of our love, the fullness of our joy, the fullness of our peace and our harmony by choice, by our choice. We have an entire planet to experience, ever changing in each moment. We have an entire animal kingdom and plant kingdom and mineral kingdom to enjoy in many different facets as it shifts and changes vibration, frequency, and perspective all day, every day. As the rhythms and cycles that we experience also are the rhythms and cycles of the experience of the earth. We also have our human kingdom, our fellow travelers, all those on the planet right now that are experiencing their own sense of presence upon this planet. And we're interacting with them with a knowing that they are fellow travelers with all the same spark gifted to them, all the same wisdom gifted to them, all the same imagination gifted to them, all the same creative power gifted to them, all the willpower to make their dreams manifest, just as we understand ours. And as we co-create with ourselves, we also co-create with this earth. We co-create with harm to none because we have choice. We know our relationship to all that is. We know that the atomic structure that makes up this earth also makes up the stars and also infuses itself as part of our body. These frequencies and vibrations that we call atoms and subatomic particles are all based on frequency. And the frequency of love is the highest we understand. It's the frequency of light. It's the frequency of potential. It's the frequency of joy. It's the frequency of love. It's the frequency of harmony. And indeed, it is the frequency of presence. As we fully embrace and embody and understand and know our presence right here and right now, that spark of our divinity is who we are in its fullness. We see through the eyes of the wholeness and the all that is. We hear through the ears of wholeness and all that is. We speak through the mouth of wholeness, the words of all that is. For we know that we are part of everything. And yet we are yet a perspective in the grand cosmic scheme of things. This cosmos that gave birth to trillions of galaxies, one being ours, which gave birth to a solar system, one being ours, gave birth to a planet with life, that being ours, which gave birth to the potential of us being here, right now, in this time-space sequence. That same cosmic spark pervades all of creation. It's that pure consciousness, that which is and always will be, which from our perspective expands through us. As we create, we expand our reality. We touch the lives of the realities of those around us. We touch the earth and the animal and plant and mineral kingdoms with our creations, with our thoughts, and with our feelings. We touch our fellow humanity. We touch our planet. We touch our solar system. Our consciousness expands as we expand in our own consciousness, and we see ourselves in ever greater possibilities. We realize our multidimensionality, that connectedness that is far beyond the linear, far beyond the lifetime, the universal spark that is always with us. Truly an epic adventure, a lifetime to explore fullness of our presence, fullness of our imagination, to dream and desire, to experience, to immerse ourselves in this physical reality. Spiritual beings having a human experience in the grandest way. For indeed, we are all magnificent because we embody the fullness of pure potential and the ability of imagination to meet willpower to manifest our highest desires, our intentions, fueled by our imagination, held steady in our thought and feeling, become more and more the reality we experience. So as we come from love, we experience more love. As we come from joy, we experience more joy. As we come from harmony, we experience more harmony. As we come from peace, we experience more peace. All by choice, the smallest to the greatest. Each moment, a choice to live with love. Each moment, a choice to live with joy. Each moment to live with the choice of exploration. Each moment to explore life with curiosity. Each moment to explore life with innocence. Each moment to explore life with vulnerability. Each life to experience with honesty and integrity and dignity. All reflections of our purest nature, our natural nature, our essential nature, our truest nature, far beyond our personality compilations that we have created, is this pure essence, this pure dignity, this pure honesty, this pure kindness, this pure compassion. That's who we really are. And that's why this adventure is so epic. We are brilliant creators encased in these beautiful suits that we call bodies, so that we can experience and experiment and feel the sensations of our presence in this earthly plane, where we can experience our energy of creation manifesting before our very eyes, and we can experience the fullness and the richness that life offers, from touching the blades of grass to sharing a compassionate moment with a loved one. They're all part of the epic adventure. We get to be fully present on this planet, fully immersed, fully consciously aware of who we are in amongst all that is, and share the very light that shines from the center of our being out into the world, so that it can expand evermore with everything it touches and all that are embraced by this same light that embraces us in this moment. As we hold this frequency of love, we emanate a natural harmony for the earth itself, the animal, plant, and mineral kingdoms working in their cycles in complete and total harmony. Always finding balance, always finding rhythm, always finding life and cycles. And as we attune to our own life and cycles, we attune to the earth rhythms and cycles. We become tuned into and feel the resonant vibration, the frequency of this planet, the uniqueness of this particular planet in this particular solar system, in this particular galaxy, in this particular corner of the cosmos, if there indeed is a corner, for it is all expanding in all directions. And here we are, fully present, breathing into this physical body, feeling the sensation of our pure potential, the emanation of joy from the center of our being, the radiance of love permeating our entire awareness, from the core primordial frequencies through our atomic structure, into our cellular structure, into our various systems of this physical body, into our emotional realms, the harmonizing of our feelings, and into our mind, the quiescent wisdom that helps orchestrate our tangible experience here upon this planet, and into the fullness of our consciousness, which is the embodiment of the totality of our spirit, our essence, far, far, far grander than any perception of personality, any sense of ego. We are, in fact, the totality of our presence, with our pure potential, our infinite boundlessness, our ability to cognize and know our presence upon this planet, and to find ourselves always feeling a sense of pure kindness and compassion for all life. For indeed there is life in every structure upon this planet. There's consciousness in every structure. There's awareness in every structure. As we become fully aware of our own presence, we become aware of our presence within the totality of the reality, truly an epic adventure upon this planet. Our breath reminds us of our physicality. Our breath reminds us of our presence in this physical body. Our breath reminds us of the harmonious feelings we are feeling right now in this moment. Our breath reminds us of our quiet mind, our serene mind that is absorbing all that we have come to understand. So we begin to breathe and feel ourselves present in this moment, in this body, in this time-space sequence. Bring this full conscious awareness into this lifetime, into this adventure, and into this journey, knowing that with each step forward, with each thought and feeling expanded, we now come from a resonance of pure love and pure potential, pure joy, pure peace. As we step upon a path now of joy, a path of thriving, a path of knowing, a path of excitement, curiosity, of pure potential arriving, coming to us, becoming part of our experiences as we choose the simplicity of love. We feel ourselves more present now in this reality, more present now in this body, more alive, more connected, more allowing, more magnificent than we've ever felt before. We gently allow ourselves to return into this world, gently allow ourselves to open our eyes and begin to see the epic adventure that lies before us.
Thank you, Harold, for reminding us of who we are.
It's always helpful to have a little reminder, isn't it? We get a little caught up in our outer world and we forget all about our magnificence.
Well, you took us to a deeper level on that subject. I do remember during the day to meditate and to check in, but you certainly held us for a while in that deeper place. And thank you for all the peace it brings.
Always a pleasure, as we're here to expand upon this planet so that everyone can remember their own divinity and their own magnificence, and we can all do this together consciously.
Oh, we're happy to do it with you. You're such a light to us.
So,
Thank you. Thank
always a
you.
pleasure.
Thank you for being with us again on EWN. And would you like to share a little bit about your work?
Well, one of the exciting news is I've been here a few times, the Love Foundation, which is our nonprofit, inspiring people to love unconditionally. As I take a deep breath, in March, we celebrate our 25th anniversary as a nonprofit,
Wow.
which is kind of hard to believe. Just saying that I remember like it was yesterday, but it's very exciting for this year to be able to celebrate our 25th anniversary as a nonprofit, and certainly enjoy the fact that we're connected with people around the world. As we've shared before, one of our main programs is Global Love Day each May 1st, which is a celebration of our humanity, kind of taking the essence of this meditational theme and putting it into a day and inviting people to kind of remember their magnificence for the day and to celebrate us as a humanity, because we tend not to do that. We're all in it together, even though some think otherwise. We're all here together, and we're all magnificent. And it's also kind of fun because January 1st through March 31st is when we run a parallel program with Global Love Day, but it's for, we call it children young at heart, but everyone is invited because in their very earliest years, it was kindergarten to college, but it's an artist, a poetry invitational. And those are
Wow.
always fun because in the next, so many weeks we'll be getting in those entries. In fact,
Hmm.
I had one yesterday from Baghdad. It's always just such a surprise to see how it gets out there and how people respond. And, we of
Yeah.
course do everything on a big scale, not just art, not just essay, not just poetry, throw them all together. Whatever you feel you're best at, express your theme of how love begins with me. So there's a lot of fresh new things that happen with us at the beginning of the year, but I think going into our 25th anniversary, this is going to be a special year.
Yeah, it
Um,
sounds like a special year. You have your anniversary and you have this wonderful event coming up. Can we learn more about it on the website?
Yep, the lovefoundation.com. It will give you access to everything. Also, if you just do globalupdate.com or globalupdate.org, you can get direct to the Global Update information. But yeah, we're there. We're on all the social media. We have a YouTube presence with I think about 300 videos on it now. So
Great.
we have quite a bit of resources available for people that want to continue to remember their magnificence.
Well, thank you for all you've given us in the last 25 years. We're so grateful to you. It,
Well, it takes a village. We have a wonderful team. We have board members from Malaysia to the UK, which always makes fun for meetings because we're in different time zones and different days.
yeah, very
But
big.
yes, we are we are really very much like Enlightened World Network. We are just a one big happy family on the planet that is tuning into our essence, and that's
Yeah.
how we make this happen. That's where the 25 years have come from, was the infusion of the co-creative vision of bringing love upon this planet again.
Well, you bring a lot. So thank you again for joining us today to give a meditation and to give us a new place to stand and to center ourselves from. Thank you. And to everyone who's watching, do check out the Love Foundation and come back and join us on Enlightened World Network. We have daily guided meditations, lots of dialogue and community, and we welcome you back. Take care, everyone. Thank you.